Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to today's TSF1 Greece Podcast for the Belgian Grand Prix. I'm Alex from topspeed.gr, and today with me I have my co-host Panos. Good evening, Panos.
Good evening, Alex.
So, we had a busy, to say the least, weekend at Spa, so do us the honors and let's get things going.
Okay, so we start with free practice 1, Friday morning. We have in first place Carlos Sainz, clocking at 2:03.207, second Oscar Piastri, third Lando Norris. We move on to qualifying for Sunday. We have out of Q2 in 16th place Alexander Albon, 17th Zhou Yu, 18th Logan Sargent, 19th Daniel Ricciardo, and 20th Nico Hülkenberg. Out of Q3 we have in 11th Yuki Tsunoda, 12th Pierre Gasly, 13th Kevin Magnussen, 14th Valtteri Bottas, and 15th Esteban Ocon. Our top 10 are: in first place, Max Verstappen, who is serving a 5 grid penalty for changing the gearbox, so he is moving to 6th place. In second place, the poleman, Charles Leclerc. Third place, Sergio Perez. Fourth, Lewis Hamilton. Fifth, Carlos Sainz. Sixth, Oscar Piastri. Lando Norris in 7th. 8th, George Russell. 9th, Fernando Alonso. And 10th, Lance Stroll. We move on to sprint shootout. Out of SQ1, SQ2, we have in 16th Yuki Tsunoda, 17th Valtteri Bottas, 18th Kevin Magnussen, 19th Zhou Yu, and in 20th Nico Hülkenberg. And we move on to SQ2, and out of SQ3 we have in 11th Daniel Ricciardo, 12th Alexander Albon, 13th Logan Sargent, 14th Lance Stroll, and 15th Fernando Alonso. Our top 10 are Max Verstappen in first place, Oscar Piastri in second, Carlos Sainz in third, fourth Charles Leclerc, fifth Lando Norris, sixth Pierre Gasly, seventh Lewis Hamilton, 8th Sergio Perez, 9th Esteban Ocon, and 10th George Russell. I think we can move on now to the sprint race.
Indeed. So we had another sprint race weekend in Spa. So the Spa-Franorchamps circuit never disappoints, to be honest, when it comes to excitement and drama. It rings some bells from last year, doesn't it? The rain surely added an extra layer to it. The start of the sprint race was delayed due to heavy rain, and the conditions certainly played a significant role in how the race unfolded.
Absolutely. The initial delay only served to build anticipation among the fans. The teams were constantly updating the drivers on the changing conditions, and you could hear the uncertainty in their voices.
Definitely. So, and after 4 formations lap behind the safety car and with the track drying up, Verstappen led the race while others opted for a pit stop to change to intermediate tires. The strategy was risky, to say the least, and kept everyone on their toes.
That strategy shift saw a considerable shuffling in the top position. Piastri found himself in the lead temporarily, only to be chased down by Verstappen, whose own team decided to pit him for intermediates.
Definitely. It was an intense battle indeed. Verstappen managed to retake the lead, but the drama didn't end there. Fernando Alonso's rare mistake brought out the safety car once again, spinning out at turn 11 after trying to overtake Hülkenberg.
The rest of the race was also filled with action. Hamilton managed to pass Perez, Gasly, Sainz, and both Ferraris, but not without controversy, as he hit Perez's side pod in a tussle for position. That incident earned him a 5-second penalty, which led him to drop to 7th into the end.
And amidst all this, let's not forget Verstappen's superb performance. Again, despite his complaints about the brakes, he kept his cool and maintained a safe distance from Piastri.
So the final top 8 standing after all the drama were: First Verstappen, second Piastri, third Gasly, fourth Sainz, fifth Leclerc, sixth Norris, seventh Hamilton, and Russell in 8th place. Quite a mix.
Definitely. So, moving on to the race. It is officially the 56th Belgian Grand Prix that's taking place at Spa-Franorchamps. So the race began under sunny skies, but with a forecast of rain, the grid was a mix of strategies. McLaren started on mediums, while the top four, including Verstappen, were on softs. Early on, we saw rookie Piastri sustain damage after contact with Sainz, a disappointing turn of events though after his impressive qualifying. It was a much better day for Perez though, who brilliantly outpaced Leclerc to claim the lead on the Camel Straight. Right, Panos?
In an impressive climb, Albon moved up at 6th place into P9, trailing Sainz closely. Meanwhile, Verstappen was closing in on Hamilton, demonstrating his superb driving skills.
Definitely. Perez, on the other hand, was maintaining his lead, clocked the fastest lap on lap 4. We saw notable slip from Norris out of the points due to his high downforce McLaren not really performing that well on the Spa track, which was to be expected, to be honest.
Perhaps the highlight of the day was Verstappen's stunning overtaking of Hamilton at the end of the Camel Straight. He slid to P3 with ease and set his sights on Leclerc, whose lead was diminishing.
Definitely. On lap 9, Verstappen executed another stellar pass, this time on Leclerc. This put him in second place behind his teammate Perez, hinting at a potential Red Bull 1-2.
An intense battle between Albon and Tsunoda for the final point-paying position ensued, while Hülkenberg on all tires managed to fend off Alonso's attacks until lap 12.
Yes. In the meantime, after Hamilton pitted for mediums, Perez, who was leading at the time, lost his 2.2 seconds lead due to a slower than usual pit stop. This led to a bit of radio chatter with Verstappen questioning the strategy.
Despite this, Verstappen managed to pass Perez and take the lead. When the rain began on lap 18, he solidified his position as the fastest driver on track.
Meanwhile, in the midfield, Gasly, Stroll, Tsunoda and Ocon were locked in an intense battle for 7th, while Norris, who had dropped down earlier, made a comeback as the conditions demanded more grip.
In the final stages, Verstappen established a 6.7 second lead over Perez. The battle for P8 also heated up, with Russell successfully overtaking Norris.
Yes. In the meantime, despite Hamilton's late effort to steal the fastest lap, the day was undoubtedly dominated by Max Verstappen once again, who finished a whopping 9 seconds ahead of Perez.
As the checkered flag waved, the top 10 were Verstappen, Perez, Leclerc, Hamilton, Alonso, Russell, Norris, Stroll, Ocon and Tsunoda.
Definitely. So, that pretty much wraps up our recap of the 56th Belgian Grand Prix. But since we are now reached the halfway point of the season, I would like to take a moment and see the drivers standing and their points. So, from places 1 to 5, we have got Max Verstappen with 314 points, Sergio Perez with 189, Alonso with 149, followed very closely by Hamilton with 148, and on 5th place we have both Leclerc and Russell with 99 points. Going on, we have got Sainz with 92, then we have bigger differences. So, Sainz is followed by Norris, Stroll, Ocon, finishing up the top 10. After that, we have got Piastri, Gasly, Albon, Hülkenberg, Bottas, 1U. I managed to say it once again, right, Panos? It's like an inside joke.
Exactly.
I never managed to get his name right. And Panos was like, it's 1 and U. Just say it as one. So, one U. So after Zhu1U, we have got Tsunoda, followed by Magnussen, and without any points, we have got Sargent, Nick De Vries, and Daniel Ricciardo. In the constructor standings, the top 3 are Red Bull with 503 points, followed by Mercedes with 247, followed by Aston Martin with 196. On 4th place with 191 points we have got Ferrari, and then we got McLaren with 103 on 5th. After that, for places 6 to 10 we have got Alpine with 57, Williams and Haas with 11, Alfa Romeo with 9, and finally Alfa Tauri Hungary with 3. So that pretty much concludes the first half of this year's season. Now we do have an extended summer break, following on again with the Dutch Grand Prix in the Netherlands at Circuit Zandvoort on the weekend between 25th and 27th of August. So we would like to thank you very much for being part of the podcast, for following up with us, and we look forward to seeing you in around a month when we will catch up with the rest of the action as soon as it picks up after the summer break. From me and Panos and the whole Top Speed team, we wish you a great summer break, and we will see you in a month. Bye bye.